been a long time since I've held a microphone, so I kind of feel like breaking into a Frank Sinatra song, but but instead I'll just ask you what. It is, music is healing, and that's my dominant vibration, music. And humor, that's a dominant vibration. Mm-hmm. Does anybody remember the TV show MASH? Yes. All right, good deal. Well, one of my favorite episodes was the one where Charles Winchester, you remember Charles Winchester? He's the Bostonian, a little snobbish guy, right? Discovers amphetamine. Does anybody remember that one? Okay. So what happens? Well, he finds this amphetamine, and he experiments with it. He takes one, he takes two. And you know what they did on MASH, right? They took care of wounded soldiers coming in from helicopters from the battlefield, and sometimes they got very, very busy. Well, Charles Winchester soon realized he could stay up all night sewing up people, and all the next day sewing up people, and the next night sewing up people, and he didn't get tired. And you know what? In the beginning, that went really well. But after a couple of days of this, you see him start to get a little irritable. His judgment starts to become impaired. He starts yelling at his colleagues. He starts feeling sick. And it was the wise old Harry Potter. Colonel. I think, was his name Harry too? Huh? Colonel Potter. Who finally tells Charles Winchester, after he finds the amphetamine in his pocket, there's nothing that beats a good 8 hours in the sack, right? So why do I start off with this kind of a story? Because I guess the question that I'm asking is sleep important? It seems that was lost on Winchester, right? So you think about sleep, and you think about 8 hours that you have to spend out of the action. And you think, is this really worth it? It seems a bit wasteful to me. I could be out there doing what I do, enjoying life a little bit more, making more money, whatever turns you on. And animals. You think about animals out in the wild with all the predators that surround them, and you think, is it practical for them to sleep when they could be eaten alive while they do it? Well, what does evolution show? Evolution shows that the animals, microorganisms that enjoyed sleep to the fullest were the ones that ended up surviving over the long run. And why is that? Well, for one reason, sleep is known to boost your immunity. Okay? And there's, without getting too technical about it, let's look at sleep and being awake. Okay? And this is why I really, when I read what everybody was going to talk about, I really got excited about being here, because what everybody's got to say relates to what everybody else has to say, and taken together as a whole will protect you and keep you healthy. Now, when we're awake, and you guys know what sympathetic versus parasympathetic is, when your sympathetic system is dominant, you are in an active mode and you're releasing energy, simply put. When you're in a parasympathetic mode, you're not so much releasing energy, you're storing energy. Now, I'm a doctor of Oriental Medicine, and the Chinese had 2 words for this, Yin and Yang. I used to say Yang, but I was corrected. And we've really complicated what Yin and Yang are, because we say, oh, well, one is female, one is male, one is up, one is down, one is hard, one is soft. Simply put, Yang is an energy force that's expansive, and Yin is an energy source that's contracted. When we're awake, we are breaking down molecules, and when we break down molecules, we release energy. That is Yang. When we are asleep, we tend to be in a more contractive mode, and we end up putting molecules back together for storage. And one of the things that benefit is our immune system. And it's been shown in studies in animals and in people that people in animals who get more sleep have more white blood cells to defend themselves against diseases. So we go back to the animals that are sleeping in the wild and we say, are they going to get eaten by predators while they sleep? Well, if they don't sleep, there'll be other kinds of predators in store for them, okay? I worked night shift for many, many years, and I just never, ever felt right. And once I went to the doctor, and I said, you know, I just feel like I have this constant low-grade bug going on. And the doctor, you know, did all the blood tests, and he tested my white blood cells, and they were low. As soon as I got off a night shift, they went up again, and I felt better. How much time do I got? Okay, so anyway, you may be asking, well, what can I do to get better sleep? Because as a society, we tend to be sleep deprived, and we turn to things like Ambien and diphenhydramine, which is Benadryl, to help us sleep. Well, there are certain sleep stages that I don't want to get into right now, but those particular medications don't satisfy all the requirements for the sleep stages. So the best thing to do is try to get sleep naturally. How do you do that? Listen to what these guys are saying. Exercise, get out into the woods, and lower your stress levels. The body has a two-way communication system. When you get stressed out, your muscles get tense. When your muscles get tense, they talk to your brain, and your brain becomes worried again. And you can try things like chamomile teal, valerian, Chinese herbs. Acupuncture works very well. One thing that may not work for everybody, depending on your metabolic type, but is a godsend for some people, is just simple magnesium. Magnesium can relax the muscles and then cut off that signal between the muscles and the brain to help you sleep a little bit more. So if you have any questions later on, I'll be happy to try and answer them. I had a little more to say, but I think I'm out of time. So thank you very much.